First of all, I want to thank everybody for coming out today. We have a very special announcement that we're very happy to make. I'm here on behalf of Mayor Justice and the 4 Pikeville City Commissioners. Of course, I've got Mayor Pro Tem Jimmy Carter behind me, Commissioner Gene Davis, and Commissioner Dallas Lane here in the audience. Commissioner Barry Cheney had to work. He's got a day job too, or I should say a night job, because he works nights for the railroad, and he was unable to attend today. And as I'm sure everybody's aware, the mayor's mother has not been doing well, and he is still taking care of her. But equally, the entire commission is extremely delighted and excited for this announcement, and I'll get to that in just a second. But what I'd like to say before that I hand the mic over and read the official announcement is that the face of Pikeville is forever changing. This week alone, we've done 2 groundbreakings with the Scholar House and the Pikeville Theater Project. The city's been leading the way in the state on many initiatives, having millions and millions of different dollars in various projects, changing the landscape forevermore significantly to that which will impact the quality of life for our citizens, for those who work, live, and visit our great community and the region. I'd like to take a moment and commend the City Commission for their hard work. And the reason being is that over the last couple of months, they have applied for a couple of grants, and they have been on board to support an initiative that is extremely important to the success of this region. But if you look at the city as a whole and you look at the change that is taking place, it's a very exciting time to be part of the city of Pikeville and Pike County and this entire region. Recently, the UPike Medical Center was completed. Current projects that are under construction right now is the Pikeville Medical Center, the Pikeville Library, of course the Judicial Center, and the Hilton Gardens. Also, projects that will soon start that were just recently announced is the Pikeville Commons retail development with the creation of 400 to 600 new jobs and a lot of new shopping. The Scholar House and the equestrian facility that will soon start construction as well. This doesn't count all the projects, but these are just some projects that the City Commission have had their hand in one way or the other, as part of the bonding initiative, as part of property trades, as part of studies that have been done, again, to create a lot of emphasis and growth for the citizens of our community. I would like to take a moment also, before we get into the official announcement, to thank the chairman of the airport, who's behind me, Bill Hickman, and the board members, Dr. Rakesh Shartsdeva, Lyle Blackburn, Jack Sykes, Greg Johnson, and Tommy Bevins. For over the past few years, the airport has grown substantially in many different ways. And their mission has been, like the City Commission and the Chamber, to pursue commercial air service. Recently was announced that the airport had a $3.3 million project to extend the taxiway alongside the airport. They just completed or are working on $330,000 project for improvements on the primary runway. $679,000 project for a new 9-aircraft T-hangar, which was installed, and then, of course, the installation of the automated weather observation system for over $100,000. Today's another great day for the airport and for the city of Pikeville and for the entire region, including Pike and Floyd County. Now, I mentioned Pike and Floyd County for a specific reason. It's because of the leadership of the Pike County Judge Wayne T. Rutherford and Doc Marshall from Floyd County that the city was able to secure necessary resolutions in order to pursue additional grant funding that was needed to make commercial air service a reality. On behalf of the city government, the City Commission has also worked extremely hard. And today I'm extremely happy to announce that through the efforts of a lot of different partners that are standing behind me, and I'll give them recognition in just a second, that the great state of Kentucky, under the leadership of Governor Beshear, has announced that the city's multi-county grant for $1 million has been approved. I'd also like to recognize Melanie Stevens, who sits in the back of the room as the city's grant administrator and writer, who wrote the grant with, again, the help of several for this multi-coal severance grant. Also, I want to mention and announce that the city, as you were aware, or have been aware, applied for a $750,000 grant through the Small Community Commercial Air Service Grant. We also received word this past week that that grant was supposed to be expended or start the expenditure by the middle of October, and that we have been given an extension of that grant as well. So currently we have $1.75 or $1,750,000 secured for the funding for commercial air service. With that said, I'd like to read briefly the announcement that came out from the governor's office, which reads as follows. November the 2nd, 2012, Governor Steve Beshear and Kentucky Department for Local Government today announces a pledge of $1 million in multi-county coal severance tax grant to the city of Pikeville. The grant will be used to support the development of new airline service at the Pikeville, Pike County Regional Airport. Pikeville's elected officials, along with the Pikeville, Pike County Airport Board and the Southeast Kentucky Chamber of Commerce, have been spearheading efforts to develop scheduled passenger airline service for the Pikeville field for more than 2 years. The grant will be awarded once an airline is selected to provide the public service. These proceeds of grant will be matched by a $750,000 federal grant that the city of Pikeville received last year and will be used as part of the project's revenue guarantee program to assist a carrier in researching sustainability during the startup phase of this service. So far, 2 airlines expressed interest in serving PBX, said Governor Beshear. Local officials have demonstrated strong leadership in this support, and the Commonwealth is pleased to partner with the community and airport officials to support ongoing efforts to develop this new airline service. The grant will play an important role in the final stage of recruiting an airline to Pikeville. The successful recruitment of an airline will significantly enhance economic development efforts and the creation of new jobs, not only for Pikeville and Pike County, but also the surrounding 12 counties. This is great news for our community, said Senator Ray Jones of Pikeville. The grant puts us further down the road towards our goal of establishing scheduled airline services for Pikeville. I want to thank Governor Beshear for his support of this important community project, says Representative Leslie Combs of Pikeville. We're getting closer to our goal in a new airline service for major connecting hubs, which will truly connect Pikeville and Pike County to the global economy. Our city appreciates the support of Governor Beshear and the Commonwealth, said Pikeville Mayor Pro Tem Jimmy Carter. New airline service at Pikeville will help us to create new jobs in the coal fields. The Commonwealth has been a wonderful partner to Pikeville ever since the field first opened in 1983, said Bill Hickman, chairman of the Pikeville Pike County Airport Board. This is yet another confirmation of this partnership, and the airport continues to grow and to serve this community. New airline services at Pikeville will make it much easier for our businesses and our professional community to compete in the global economy, said Jared Arnette, President and CEO of the Southeast Kentucky Chamber of Commerce. This grant helps us get closer to our goal of securing service. This project enjoys widespread support, said Luke Schmidt, President of L.B. Schmidt and Associates, LLC, and consultants to the project's leadership group. Airline service will be a real game changer for this community. I want to also thank Pike County Judge Executive Wayne T. Rutherford and Floyd County Judge Executive R.D. Doc Marshall for their support for this grant application. Again, this is the official announcement and press release from the office directly of the governor, and we greatly appreciate it. Before that I hand the podium over, there's a few more folks that I want to thank in this initiative. I had the opportunity yesterday when I received the call from the governor's office and Mr. Schmidt congratulating the city on the award and all of our core partners. But I also received a call directly from Senator Ray Jones, who apologizes for not being able to be here today to support this initiative. Ray had a deposition out of city and was unable to attend. The same thing for Leslie Combs. Representative Combs contacted me again congratulating the city, the airport, and the chamber on this initiative in the entire region. Both of them asked me to extend, again, to the media that if you want any comments from them directly, feel free to contact them. But both of them are delighted in the role that they played in order to help secure the funding. We are very grateful that we have people like Senator Jones and Representatives Leslie Combs and W. Keith Hall in Frankfort fighting a good fight for Eastern Kentucky. I would also like, again, to thank our shareholders, our stakeholders in this project. Of course, Jared Arnette and the Southeast Kentucky Chamber of Commerce has played a major role in getting the businesses excited about this project. Of course, I mentioned earlier Bill Hickman with the Pikeville Pike County Airport Board, and again Luke Schmidt. But it wouldn't have been possible, again, without the support and a lot of letters that was written and a lot of phone calls that was made in order to push for this project. So I would like to echo what I said earlier with the leadership of Judge Wayne T. Rutherford for not only supporting commercial air service, but also for getting the fiscal court, the majority of the members, to vote for the resolution that was needed in order to secure the funding. Also, I mentioned Doc Marshall, but also Not to forget the major role that Department of Local Government's Commissioner Tony Wilder played, who spoke with the governor on our behalf numerous times. Also, letters were written by House Speaker Greg Stubbo, Congressman Hal Rogers, Senator Rand Paul, and Senator Mitch McConnell. So there were numerous folks that were involved in, again, making this happen. I do want to give another support and appreciation for Hal Rogers, not only for his support for this grant, but also the support for the $750 commercial air service grant. So in closing, again, I thank Governor Beshear for listening to the folks of Eastern Kentucky and supporting the need to help us build our economy. And I would like to thank the city commissioners, again, Gene Davis and Dallas Lane, who's in the audience, Commissioner Barry Cheney, who couldn't be here, Mayor Pro Tem Jimmy Carter, and the mayor for their hard work and their role in supporting this initiative and making this happen. With that said, I'm going to turn the microphone over to Mayor Pro Tem Jimmy Carter for a couple of comments. Jimmy?
Thank you, Donovan. Indeed, this is a great day for Pikeville and Pike County. I want to also thank Judge Rutherford for his support and the magistrates that supported our initiative to go forward with the $1 million from the coal severance, multi-county coal severance, and especially Floyd County, who stepped up at the right time when they needed to help us get this through. And the support of the region as a whole is going to be huge. There's many people that come into our area every day. It's just a testament of what's going to happen in the future. With Donovan talking about all the projects that's going on right now, it's hard to imagine what it's going to be like in 2 or 3 years when a lot of these projects are finished. We start bringing people back in and try to get our development started at Marion's Branch with some housing. We only have one way to go is up, and this is a great start for something that we've worked on for several years. I know Brad has been there a long time, trying to help us out and push along with the chamber and Danny and Keith Case both there. So we really appreciate everybody's help and all the letters and the phone calls that were made. So thank you all for being here today, and it's a great day for Pikeville. I'd like to introduce Jared Arnette from the Southeast Kentucky Chamber of Commerce. Jared.
I just want to say that I think this is the greatest representation of teamwork and working together, collaboration, and what a difference it can make. Not only between our three organizations that have partnered and worked a long time toward this project, but as the chamber in itself, you look at the businesses that came together, spoke in one voice, and had a vision for this to happen and wanted to be a part of it, and for our board of directors who've spent years investing in this project. I look back at the past chairmen with J.R. Blackburn from Merrill Lynch and Tracy Sick from Shred All Documents, and our current chairman, Danny Van Hoos from Appalachian Wireless. And this has been all part of their vision. We've got an economic development committee, and our chair of that committee, Mr. Jimmy England from Wells Fargo, it's been a passion of his. So the business community has seen the value in it, and I appreciate all of them looking into this project and investing in it, and continue to be a part of it even when it didn't look so bright. I think it's been an exciting thing to be a part of, and I've been in my role a short time, but there was a person before me who this was a priority of his without a doubt, and that's Mr. Brad Hall, now with AEP and Kentucky Power, one of our board members. I came on as vice president of the chamber about 2 years ago and was really unfamiliar with the project, but I got educated on it very well in the year and a half before I came into this term. So it's been a passion of his, and it probably would make sense that he would be standing up here, and at some point he will. But I think it's exciting. It's another milestone that we've reached, and I think it's just a beautiful thing to see that Eastern Kentucky, you say the landscape's changing and the skyscrapes, and it really is. The business climate is changing in Eastern Kentucky, even though at a time when people are concerned about the energy industry, it's important that as leaders we're stepping up and creating positive momentum and saying there is opportunity and creating a climate that is conducive to new investment, whether we grow it at home with entrepreneurs and new businesses or whether we're trying to recruit new businesses. And we believe at the Chamber that this is a very important tool to have. So I thank you, and I appreciate that. And next we have Mr. Luke Schmidt, L.B. Schmidt and Associates.
Thank you very much. Jared, it's a pleasure for me to be here as the project consultant. This is terrific. It's a terrific day for Pikeville and Pike County and this entire part of eastern Kentucky. And it's a real pleasure for me to have had the opportunity for the last 2.5 years to work with many of you all and everybody up here on the stage on this project. And before I talk a little bit about the specifics of the grant and how it will be used, I just want to echo a couple of Donovan's comments to thank and recognize a number of folks who really worked hard. And I think Jared and Donovan both said this really has been a team effort up until now and will continue to be. But a number of folks have really worked hard. To start off with the city of Pikeville, the leadership that Donovan, as city manager, has brought, the commissioners who have attended a number of meetings and have shown their support, and the mayor, even though he's not here today, has also been very supportive. This Pikeville, in my view, as a consultant, I work all over Kentucky on various projects, and this is clearly one of the most progressive cities in the entire state. And when I'm back in Louisville where I live and I tell some of my friends and colleagues that there's $500 million worth of construction underway in the city, they're absolutely amazed. And that doesn't include your new developments that you just mentioned. So there's a lot going on here. This is a great place, and I love coming over here, and I'm getting to know the Mountain Parkway pretty well, so it's great for me. I also want to recognize our other two team leaders, Jared Arnette with the Southeast Kentucky Chamber of Commerce and Bill Hickman, the chairman of the airport board, who have also brought tremendous leadership to this project. We've all stayed focused on the goal, and we're getting closer to it every day, and this grant today is going to help us. This is a huge step forward for us, which I'll tell you about in just a minute. Also want to thank Judge Rutherford, Judge Marshall in Floyd County for their support of the grant application, and the state elected officials, Speaker Stumbo, State Representative Combs, State Representative Hall, and Senator Jones, all of whom really stepped up to help us, and it's made a big, big deal as far as we getting to our goal. Now let's talk about the grant and why is this important. As Donovan mentioned, last year we applied for and received a $750,000 federal grant known as the Small Community Air Service Development Grant. And part of that application indicated that we would work hard to raise matching funds locally to support that grant. And that's clearly why we wanted to go after the coal severance tax grant. And so now, receiving the full award of $1 million from the state, we now have almost $1.8 million to work with. It's our intent as we go into the final phase of recruiting an airline to the Pikeville, Pike County Regional Airport to put these funds together in a package that will be used as part of our revenue guarantee package. And this, for those of you that may not know, this is standard practice whenever you, as a community, go out to try and recruit an airline, whether it's service to a new market like Pikeville, or even a large airport that wants to have a route expansion from an existing airline or another airline. This is just how it works. And when you think about it from the airline's perspective, it's very expensive to start up a new route. They have to dedicate an airplane to the route. They have to dedicate pilots to the route. They have to hire local people. They have to purchase ground equipment like baggage carts and computers and IT wiring and all that sort of thing. There's a lot of money that they spend up front before they carry the first passenger. And they want to be sure, especially in this economy, that they're not going to lose money right off the bat, because if they lose too much money too soon, they're not going to stay. And so the role of the community in a situation like this is to help share some of the early risk so that their goal and our goal of making the airline service profitable and sustainable can be reached sooner rather than later. So it's our intent to use the proceeds from these two grants to help achieve that goal. And we're going to do this very carefully, very methodically. We're using a model that's been successfully used in Kansas and other communities that we will all enter into an agreement and an understanding as we go forward so that everybody knows what their responsibilities are and what we need to do to get to that sustainable position. So this is a big, big deal. Finally, once we receive a commitment from a carrier to start service here, and we're hopeful that that'll happen, then we will go and promote our travel bank, which will overlay the two grants and will serve as an incentive for people in the region, not just Pikeville, but the surrounding region, to support the service. Because it will take, if we're successful in getting this done, it will take the support of everybody in the 12, 13 county region that this airport will cover to support the service and use it. So today is a day to celebrate. It really is a game changer for this community, for the airport, and it puts us that much further towards our goal of achieving service. And I hope that we'll be back here in the not-too-distant future with a full-fledged announcement. So thanks again.
Let me say this too before we'll open up if there's any questions. But Luke and this group has been working diligently over the past several months, not only on the grant, but also in having some discussions with these providers. And I want to thank Luke because he's made a lot of trips outside the area. He's made a lot of phone calls. He's done a lot at the will of this delegation or this group to try to get this service on board. So this was a pivotal point to interject into those discussions that have been taking place. First point. The second point I'll make is that obviously this is a major announcement for our community, and the governor put the press release out, and we want to have the opportunity first-handed to tell what this means to the community, what it means to us. But the governor, Brashear, who again we greatly appreciate, let me say it again, we greatly appreciate. He will be coming hopefully to our community here in the following weeks for his staff for an official check presentation. And at that point, we will be inviting the community to celebrate with us. We'll have, of course, Judge Rutherford and Judge Marshall and this group all as part of that celebration when the actual money shows up. But it is committed, it is there, and we're extremely excited. So again, I thank you for your attention. At this time, if there's any questions for anybody up here, we'll answer. If not, we'll adjourn. Any questions? If you want to grab any of us individually, that'll be fine as well. Okay, again, we thank you for your time, and we're excited where we're heading. Thanks, everyone.